We're back on STL Live, and I'm joined by Dr. Barbara Harbach and Dr. James E. Richards from Symphony for Ferguson. I should actually preface that and go a little bit further back to a concert called Composers for Social Justice coming up, and you're also affiliated with UMSL. But I want to put this into preface. Your season's about to start, and this is a very, very unique concert. Why don't you tell me a bit about it, Dr. Harbach, and how this all came about?
Yeah. It started with Ferguson last year, of course, the Symphony for Ferguson, and I must say that we were all people in the whole region, the whole world were just tuned into this whole thing, and I wanted in some way to express my art, which is composition, and to do it. And I slowly began thoughts about writing a symphony about Ferguson with 3 movements, and the first movement is called Heroes, and about heroes all through history, as well as the first responders, as well as the people who just extended their hand in caring for people. The second movement was The Fallen, and it's for all the war dead and all who've fallen in any type of disturbance. And the last movement is Together in Harmony. And there I bring in, of course, W.C. Handy's St. Louis Blues for full orchestra. And I talked to Jim about it a little bit, and Jim took off and ran with it.
And yeah, so let's talk about how it goes from this idea, because we were all, I mean, anyone who, around the world, people were affected by Ferguson, especially if you lived here, how as an artist you interpret it, and then you bring it to the stage, which is where it comes into your, to your corner, Dr. Richards. And so how did it go from Dr. Harbach's idea and her composition into this full-on concert?
One of my jobs is conducting university orchestras, so I'm always thinking about opportunities for new and unusual programming. We certainly program for repertoire that the students need to learn and composers and styles they need to know, but we also pride ourselves on bringing new pieces and unusual programming. And when Barbara brought me this idea for the symphony, it wasn't completed yet, in fact barely started, started thinking about how this might fit into programming, and I'm not sure it was a straight line, but the path eventually emerged that we thought there are many composers throughout history who express themselves on social justice issues through their music. And in this case, the program turned out to include Beethoven's Third Symphony, which has a very special connection being dedicated and then rather unceremoniously undedicated to Napoleon. We have a work by George Walker, who has many credentials of firsts, but among them he was the first African-American composer to win a Pulitzer Prize. We have a stirring arrangement of Battle Hymn of the Republic, which in its text belongs to this. The university singers are doing a spiritual Ask the Watchman, which from the southeastern United States has significance in these topics. So we just started thinking about composers and pieces that fit alongside the Ferguson theme.
How do you think mood kind of plays into this? Because I think you're correct in that, you know, composition music comes out of a variety of circumstances and what it's supposed to evoke and convey. I mean, when people come to this, when you say social justice, is it heavy and dramatic and serious, or is it light, or does it cover the full spectrum in terms of the tone and just the energy and the essence?
Yeah. I would just say for my piece, Symphony for Ferguson, is that it goes from the heroic to the melodic to the lyrical to jazz. But Jim can talk about
covering all the bases. Yes. I think you would have to say it is a serious program in that it deals with serious themes. Some of the music is quite outgoing and boisterous, and I guess you might say fun. It has liveliness to it. It's not a program of dirges and somber pieces. But I do hope that the student players and the singers, instrumentalists, as well as certainly the audience coming to this program would be caused to think about, to assess their own personal values, to deal with the many issues that we deal with as public issues, and use as a springboard the way other composers, what they have said through their music on these topics.
What was the response from the students, from the students who are in both the singers as well as in the orchestra?
Well, I didn't take a poll, so no real data to present. But I think our students are always really interested to present new pieces. I mean, that's exciting for any musician. But we actually, before we played a note of Barbara's new work or any of the pieces, we talked a little bit about in our initial rehearsal, what this program was about. And yes, I guess I would sort of speak for them collectively. They're very interested. It's very pertinent to their lives. I mean, the UMSL campus is located pretty near Ferguson, and our campus in a political and governmental way has had a big role as a meeting place, so it's central to our being at the campus.
Well, I want to continue that discussion because, yes, it's right around the corner from Ferguson, so I do want to talk about that. The information is on your screen. It's coming up just around the corner, October 6th, Tuesday, October 6th. It's a free concert open to the public. Again, it's Composers for Social Justice, a Symphony for Fergus. For more information, you can call the UMSL Department of Music at 314-516-5980. But don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to return with Dr. Barbara Harbach and Dr. James E. Richards from UMSL.